Hello everybody and welcome to another Rise of Kingdoms video. This is Dragothian here, and today I'm going to go through and do some upgrading on my commanders, particularly Alexander and Constantine. So we've got the arc, as you can see, in about 41-ish minutes, and what I want to do is I want to get them battle ready. Now I don't have enough sculptures to max out all of them. In fact, I don't even have enough sculptures to fully max one. However, just kind of thinking about it, right? And I'm back and forth on it just a little bit, but hear me out. My role in the Ark of Osiris is starting to transition to be more of the leader of the middle team, because we really, as we start to face bigger and bigger opponents, the middle becomes so much more critical when it comes to holding the middle and being able to capture the Ark of Osiris. That's 15,000 points that's up for grabs, and some of the ones that we have been doing the last few weeks, not necessarily the one before, but the ones prior with High and with Chiscool's Alliance and things like that, we've been very, very close to each other from a points perspective, and some of those were actually won because we were able to take the Ark of Osiris. So I wanted to maybe structure my armies the way I've been talking about on some of my previous videos, having the bulk of my armies be tanky and be able to dish out some damage, but also take a ton of damage. I'm also going to have some DPS when it comes to skill damage with my Sun Tzu YSG group, and also having a Genghis Double C or a Genghis Minna group as well. So I wanted to have those armies set up, but I also want to fully flesh out at least 4 full infantry armies. And the way I'm going to do it, and I've been thinking about this in my head, I want to get Constantine to the point where I at least have his first 2 skills maxed. And the reason being, the first one's already maxed right now. You get the debuff, decreasing the target's attack by 40%, and increasing troop damage reduction for everybody around you. And again, I'm going to be swarming people with at least 4, if not 5 armies in one spot. So I want to make sure that I'm getting that buff maximum for all of the armies that I'm going to be playing with. And then the second one, having the 40% infantry health is critical if I'm having a full infantry army. That's a huge bonus, a huge buff that I could utilize. Now the third one in the open field does absolutely nothing for me. So once I max out the second skill here, I'm going to unlock the rest of the skills, and then I'm going to go to the 4th skill, and at that point I'm going to jump over to Alexander. Now Alexander, I've already got 5-3 because, again, I opened him up on the Wheel of Fortune and got pretty good rolls on all 3 of those wheels, and was able to get 5-3 for him. Now I'm going to max the second skill because the DPS from the damage factor here, the nuke is substantial, and also a healing effect reduction as well on your target is huge of 30%. Third skill here is huge, and I'm going to max this one out too. This one's going to give me a 30% march speed bonus and a 30% infantry attack bonus, and I'm going to unlock the 4th skill, which is going to give me a further attack bonus or defense bonus depending on if my shield is up or not. Now the expertise for Alex is a huge deal. I'm going to be able to get Alex with the sculptures that I have to 555, I believe 3. Should be pretty close to getting him there. I'm not going to have enough sculptures to completely expertise him out, but I could at least get him to the point where he is certainly viable on the field, and without necessarily having this last skill maxed out, I can still utilize Alex really, really well, having the extra attack, the extra march speed, and having those shields that are going to be popping on all of my troops or troops around me from other players that are supporting the middle as well. As far as the armies go, I've been back and forth on this too, and this is my personal hang-up, I think, but I have a problem breaking up Richard and Charles. But I think I'm going to have to do it to do what I want to do. So I'm probably going to do Richard Alex. Then I'm going to do Constantine with probably Joan is a guess. Or I'm going to have I think I'm actually going to have Constantine second to Charles. That's the other one I'm going to do. In fact, I think that's the one I'm going to go. So Richard Alex, Charles Constantine, Sun Tzu, YSG. And then I'm going to have Yulji with maybe Joan, or we could go, let's see, what else could we do? We could do Barca, Yulji Barca, or Yulji Scipio. Yulji Scipio would be really good. I like Barca for the AoE debuffs, and I definitely wanted to have Joan in there somewhere, but I just don't think there's a spot for her, unfortunately, with the commanders that I'm using. The fifth group, let me see what the fifth group might be. So we're using Richard, we're using Charles. The fifth group is probably going to be my Cav group, Genghis double C or something like that. I've got Genghis maxed out. Also use some books to get him up to 60 as well, because I'm also going to be doing on this next arc that you'll see a Cav only rally with Genghis and YSG on their opponent obelisk. So I'm going to see if that does some serious damage, and if we capture it, I'm going to port forward to the front, and I'm going to start zeroing cities. If it doesn't work and I don't capture it, or if they start to really cluster at their obelisk, then I'm going to cancel the rally and just take one of their objectives up front, and then I'm going to back off and see about getting the rest of my armies up front. But as far as the fifth army, if I was to do another infantry only army, so right now my primaries would be Richard, Charles, Sun Tzu, and Yulji. I think that's the only infantry only commanders that we've got here, except for City Keeper, which who wants to use City Keeper as their primary, and he's only level 10 for me. Now I've got Alex and Constantine, and eventually I think I will have an army that's led by Constantine, using the support tree secondary to full infantry tree for his talent spec, and I'll definitely put that out on a Commander Mastery Series guide for Constantine coming up very soon. I think eventually I'm going to have Constantine with maybe Joan as second, so it's going to be a huge amount of debuffs and huge amount of AoE buffs, which is huge. I mean, just keep this guy protected, and he's going to be buffing a ton of armies around the front line. That's a massive benefit to not only my armies that are going to be together and swarming, but also anybody else that's around me as well. So that's going to be the plan. But for this particular Ark of Osiris, I'm going to have Richard, Alex. I'm going to have Charles, Constantine, Sun Tzu, YSG, and then I'm going to have Yulji and Scipio. And then the fifth group will be Genghis double C or Genghis Minna. I'd like Genghis Minna, I really do. But just from a maximum DPS standpoint, I think I will go Genghis double C at some point. So let's go ahead and do it. I want to show you what I'm talking about, and I'm also going to show you the groups themselves as well. So first off, let's get the buffs up. Excuse me. All right, so let's get the boosts going because we need those. And we're going up against them, and I don't want to underestimate our opponents, but at the same time, we're about 200 million matchmaking power higher than our next opponent on Ark of Osiris. So I'm probably going to just use a 5% attack bonus for this next Ark of Osiris. Don't do as I do as I say. I would recommend significantly to get the 10% if you have access to it in the VIP shop, especially if it was a close matchup. I would definitely spring for the 10%. I'd spend those 700 gems, no problem, but I wanted to save a few gems, and I don't think that 5% is going to be too critical for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use that army expansion. I think I might actually, since I'm going to be... that Richard Alex group is going to be nice with the attack damage. I think I'm going to go the defense route just because I need some more tankiness in the middle. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I've got my 5% defense, and I got my 50% army expansion. Let's go ahead and start setting these groups up. And it's completely different than what I'm used to. So I'm going to have to well, first off, I'm sorry, I need to go to the commanders and do what I wanted to do. So first off, we're going to go to Constantine. Let's go ahead and get him to 5/5, and then unlock the third and fourth skill. So let's do that really quick. Upgrade. 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 All right, so that's 5/5. And now, well, I need to burn some books here. Oh, come on. Give me the 20. All right, let's use some stars. I'm going to have to burn some here, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm going to have to level him up again. So let me do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. All right, let me open him up again. Let's see if I get some good luck here. Looks like I got some pretty good luck. All right, cool. So he's unlocked to 5511. So I'm going to have all of these. And then I also need to go to Alex and do the same thing. So let's do the talent, no, not talents. Let's do the skills. I definitely want to get this next one maxed out first before I move on. That's that. I think the math I did, I need a few more sculptures from the VIP shop, and I'll get those as well. All right, so 5-5. And then again, I'm going to... I think it goes 45, 45, 50, 50, so that's 190. And I've got 183. So I'm going to need 7. And I can either max out the third one altogether, which is a good idea, or I can split it up and get some bonuses on the shield. Yeah, that attack bonus and march speed bonus is too good. I'm just going to unlock this next one here. So develop that. I'm going to max out the third skill, and then I'm going to go ahead and unlock the fourth one as well. So that's what we'll do. So let's just hit max, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. And like I said, I'm 7 short, and that's 14,000 gems, and I'm just over that right now, so that's good. Because I can go over here and get those. So I need 7. 1, 2, and then a 5. There we go. That should be everything I need. Skills, max, and upgrade. All right, so 555, and then let's go ahead and unlock his. I need to level him up really quick. By the way, all this XP stuff was gotten in the Lost Kingdom, and I never had to use it, so definitely I'm missing the Lost Kingdom, guys. I'm missing it so bad. I'm missing the Lost Kingdom with the biggest passion here. It's almost depressing coming back to the regular kingdom and fighting level 25 barbs and level 5 forts. It's a little rough. All right, there you go, 4-star. All right, so I've got Alex 5551, and again, I'll probably go ahead and finish off Alexander when I start getting the sculptures. That is, I want to say 75, 75, and 80, 80. So that's quite a bit. It's like 200 and some change sculptures. So that's going to be quite a bit. But that's where those are going to have to go, and I'll use the wheel for that. So I'll go ahead and do a triple spin on the wheel too, and that should get me pretty close. And then same thing for Constantine. I'm gonna fight and get as much as I can sculpture wise on the Mightiest Governor events, which is just coming up here very shortly. But that being said, let's go ahead and make the armies. So we'll start our groups here. I need to do Alexander with Richard. Yep. So let's save that. The next one is going to be Charles, which I need to respec Charles. I need to respec Charles now, guys. Charles and Constantine, yeah. And I may go full defense on Charles, to be honest with you. And Constantine, yep. Confirm. And then I'll go, well, I've already got this guy maxed out. Actually, I need to max out Yulji as well. And we'll do his build too. Let's go ahead and just max him out. 59, 60. Nope. Okay. 60. All right, let's see where I've got him. I want to say I've got him where I want him. Yeah, infantry tree is maxed out. I don't need anything from the garrison tree. Got 4 points to use. Counterattack damage is definitely worthwhile. Health is worthwhile. Health right there. I'm using Eulogy with Scipio, so Martial Mastery. I hate losing the active skill damage. Yeah, I'm going to go with counterattack damage, and then I'm going to use the health over here. Fight to the death is nice too, but again, taking more damage is the opposite of what I want to do. If anything, I probably should have put some into the fleet of foot, but to be honest with you, with what? Oh no. Okay, I'm going to have to redo this. Redo. All right. So you'll see what I did in a second, or why I did that. I didn't max out Rallying Cry. Or Elite Soldiers, sorry. I may skip the March speed altogether. And the only reason I'm going to get Snare of Thorns is to get Elite Soldiers. I definitely like close formation up here at the top left. Or, I'm sorry, hold the line. That's definitely a nice one. All right, that's 5. Defense, health. Those are hard to give up. In fact, this one I don't want to give up either. So let's get to effortless right here. So that's the typical way to go. Okay. All right, and then I also want to get to armored joints, reducing damage taken. Now, do I do counterattack damage or do I do the march speed? That's the question. I think counterattack damage is where to go. Let's do it. Yeah, counterattack damage is the way to go, especially for my purpose right now, because I'm going to be in the middle just tanking and causing damage. Getting there is not going to be a problem. Having that speed is not going to be a huge issue at all, and all these other ones are not really helpful at all, to be honest with you. So this is the way that I'm going to build my eulogy going forward for my purposes. And then what was I going to do? There's something else I was going to do. All right, so we've got Richard Alex, we've got Charles Constantine, we've got Eulogy Scipio, and I need to save that with the maximum number of troops because it's 330k now, which is very nice. And then here's where I need to change some things up. So I need to do Sun Tzu YSG, okay? That's going to be full infantry as well. Confirm. And then on this one, I'm going to do Genghis YSG, full knights. And then once I do the rally, I'm going to change that 5th slot to Genghis Double C. So let's take a look at Charles's build as well, because I need to change it with what I'm doing, because these obviously don't help. So I need to definitely change this. Now here's the thing, right? I definitely want, with how tanky Constantine is and how much I want those buffs to be going off for as long as possible, I want a super tanky build on this. And the question is, does Desperate Elegy make sense? I don't think it does. I mean, you're going to be popping shields faster, which is nice, but you don't have that heal from Richard. And that's really, Desperate Elegy is really what you would want with Richard if you were pairing up Richard Charles, if that's the way you wanted to go, because you are popping heals more and you're bringing back more troops, and that to me is that's the way to go. However, I do need to get Testudo 100%. I also need to get Loose Formation 100%. So let's do that. So here's Testudo Formation, and I also need to get Loose Formation. Now I do want to go into I definitely want hold the line, so I'm going to do that. Get hold the line. And those health bonuses over here too are critical. I definitely want those. Defense, I'll take that. So I've got 20. That could get me up to Snare of Thorns, which I don't want. I want the health bonus there. And 2, 5, 8. Well, there's no heal, so I don't need this. Oh, there's okay. That gives me a heal. After using a skill, heals a portion, that'll be 300. Healing factor 300. That's 8 points though. If I do 12, 2, 5, 8, 10, 12. That gets me here, but I want that. I'm not really too concerned about that. I could take it to 2 medicinal supplies, but even then, I don't know if I'd rather give up. Here, let's get there. So I need 8 to get 2 medicinal supplies, right? 5, 8, all right. So I can get the march speed, which again, we just talked about this. I don't need the march speed, but I do want that. 1 point for 1% health is worth it every single time. Because see, otherwise you're doing this, 1 point for 0.5%. I think the medicinal supplies is worth going towards, because otherwise you're going to Snare of Thorns, which I've already got Snare of Thorns on 2 other groups. Like, what's the point? Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to do medicinal supplies. Now the question is, do I go a 3rd point or do I do health? I think we do health, because we're already going to be really big on health with both Charles and Constantine having big health bonuses. Let's do health. All right, so I've got 2 medicinal. This might be the next level defense build for infantry. If you're starting to incorporate Constantine and Charles and starting to mix this stuff up, this is the way I would go. There's nothing in the garrison talent path that would make sense for open field. Everything is garrison related. Snare of Thorns, again, not a huge benefit there. The only reason you should get Snare of Thorns going forward is to get elite soldiers, which is very nice. Elite soldiers is very nice, because you have to think about this, right? You're going to get 2.5 of each type of stat. You got infantry attack, defense, and health. That is 7.5 stats for 5 points. Now, if you really think about it, it's 7.5 stats for 9 points, because otherwise I would not normally get Snare of Thorns. So again, I'm feeling a lot better about my decision. So this is the way I would do it. I would love to get that last point in medicinal supplies, but I think even I would rather have had this defense 1 point up here. That was my other thought, was maybe we could forego that. I would much rather have 1% defense than 100 extra healing factor on on a troop army that does not have a skill build. So not a whole lot of rage regen happening here, with the exception of Undying Fury and Burning Blood, those kinds of skills or talents. But you're not getting Rejuvenate or anything like that. So I think this is exactly the way I need to do it. So I've got my Richard set up, I've got my Charles set up, I've got my Alex set up. I've got, let's take a look at all these. Yeah. And again, you're not going to be able to see the other one because I've got YSG in the 4th group. Whoa, did you see how fast? These guys are pretty fast compared to these guys. Here, let's start them all at the same time. No, don't go in. All right, let's see if we can get them relatively lined up ish. Ah, he's too far up. Way too far up. That's all right. So pretty close. Oh yeah, look how fast Richard is at the top there with Alex. Yeah, I mean imagine 1.3 ish million T5 infantry coming at you with 4 different groups, group buffs, AoE debuffs, AoE damage, AoE nukes, and then a 5th group behind it with Genghis and Double C. Let's just say that. And here's the 5th group. That's pretty solid, guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up because the match starts in 15 minutes. I will record it and showcase it to you so that you can see how this fares out. There's going to be a couple strategies that we're going to do, but I'm going to be in the middle. You'll see some fun, you'll see some action, and man, this is going to be really, really solid. So this is Dragothian signing out. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. See all this fun stuff happening for you. Looks like the Baron's Fru is setting up his armies as well. He better have Max. He sure does. I love you, brother. Thank you for using a 50% army expansion. And yeah, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. We are right under 7,000 subscribers, guys, so the channel's still growing. I really appreciate you all and your feedback and your critiques even. I'm always open to constructive criticism, but at the same time, I think everybody's having a great time theory crafting in the comments and asking questions, and hopefully I'm getting back to you guys at least somewhat quickly. With my work schedule, it's been absolutely crazy. I do appreciate y'all's patience. That being said, I will see y'all next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Enjoy the arc that's coming up later. And yeah, take care.